Hello friends, welcome to my channel English Notes. Today's topic of my notes is Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. So let's start. At first, let me tell you some information about John Keats. John Keats, who died at the age of 25, had perhaps the most remarkable career of any English poet. He published only 54 poems in 3 slim volumes and a few magazines. But at each point in his development he took on a challenges of a wide range of poetic forms, from the sonnet to the Spenserian romance to the Miltonic epic, defining anew their possibilities with his own distinctive fusion of earnest energy, control of conflicting perspectives and forces, poetic self-consciousness, and occasionally dry ironic wit. In the case of English ode, he brought its form in the 5 great odes of 1819 to its most perfect definition. John Keats was a great romantic poet. He acquired an immortal status in the history of English poetry. Keats' odes are matchless in English romantic poetry. Everything of beauty gave him eternal joy and made him forget all the pains and sufferings of his own life. The poem was written in April 1819. Mr. Brown himself has given a first-hand account to the composition of this ode. In the spring of 1819, a nightingale had built her nest near my house. Keats felt a tranquil and continual joy in her song, and one morning he took his chair under a palm tree. When he came into the house, I perceived that he had some scraps of paper contained his poetic feelings on the song of our nightingale. Ode to a Nightingale is one of the best odes of John Keats, a great romantic poet. He is probably the only poet apart from the Blake whose present rank is higher than it was in the 19th century. Keats died when he was barely 26 years old. However, his poems and letters form an extraordinary record of his rapid progress. Keats' poetic art and mind reached its perfection. True, his odes are enough to establish his poetic genius. Keats was a great sensuous poet. His poems are rich with sensuous details. Keats composed this immortal ode when his heart was full of grief at the death of his brother. The poet is spellbound to listen to the songs of the nightingale. The song unleashed magical effect on his heart and mind. The poet's heart aches and he feels drowsiness and his senses are numbed. Further, that poet feels as if he was taken some drugs. The poet addresses his heartfelt feeling to the nightingale. He makes it clear to the nightingale that his heartache is not because he is jealous of the happy lot of the nightingale, rather he feels excessive joy in the happiness of the nightingale. The poet addresses the nightingale as the nymph of the tree, who lives in the shadow numberless. The poet is so fed up with this world and weariness, fever and fret that he wants to leave this world, and he is very eager to go to the world of nightingale, where there is no grief, no pain, no frustration. The poet desires to go to the land of nightingale by taking a special type of wine that is associated with song, myth, and dance. But very soon he drops this idea and decides to go to the world of nightingale sitting on the wings of poesy. The poet presents a great contrast between the world of nightingale and the human world. He lists the catalogue of sufferings, misery, and melancholy which human beings have to face in their day-to-day life. In this world, there is weariness, fever, and fret. An aged man is a patient of paralysis, and young man looks pale and a spectre thin. In this world, beauty cannot keep its brightness, and to think is to be full of sorrow. What is more, in this world, no love pines beyond tomorrow. Whereas the nightingale does not know death and decay, pains and suffering, misery and melancholy of this world. Nightingale's world is sans suffering and sans all the worldly pain and pangs. It is a world full of joy and happiness. The poet has come to the world of nightingale with the help of imagination. The poet is now enjoying the sensuous pleasure of the embalmed darkness. Although the poet is not able to see the different flowers in the darkness, yet he can guess these flowers because of their exotic fragrance. The poet is so much overjoyed to listen to the song of nightingale that he wants to die a painless death. Many a time the poet has invoked death to take away his breath. And this moment, while he is listening to the song of Nightingale, he considers this movement to be a grand one. In the last but one stanza, the poet forcefully says that the nightingale is an immortal bird. It knows no death, no decay. Further, the poet highlights the magical effect of the sweet, soothing, and melodious song of the nightingale. The song of the nightingale has charmed the emperor as well as the clown. It removed the sad feelings and sorrowful feelings of Ruth, a widow sick for her home. The song of the nightingale has also charmed the magicians whose magic casements open on the foam of the perilous seas and in the fairy Falun. The very word Falun seems the poet back from the world of Nightingale to his own self. He realizes that imagination cannot cheat a man so well. He wakes up and he no more fears the music of the nightingale. However, the poet is still in confusion and he questions, do I wake up or sleep? Ode to a Nightingale contains the spirit of romance and it is extremely passionate and sensuous in its descriptions and expressions. The poem, composed after John Keats heard a nightingale outside his window, is a consideration of death, the apprehension of material beauty, and the fascination of a world of decline. Keats was greatly admired in the romantic poetic circle, and Ode to a Nightingale stands as one of his most famous poems. Ode to a Nightingale is renowned to be one of the best ode of John Keats. This ode is full of sensuous description. This is the complete poem of John Keats' Ode to a Nightingale. So friend, this is my notes on Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. I hope you understand better. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, comment and subscribe. And please press the bell icon for new video notification. Thank you.